Hi guys, Sensei Marc here from Bochner's Realistic Self-Defense. Now there's probably two reasons why you're watching this video. Either number one, you like the martial arts and you want to see if our self-defense and Jiu-Jitsu school is right for you or your family. Or number two, there's some kind of transformation that you want to see, either in yourself or a family member. Now over the 20 years that I've been teaching, I've been blessed to be part of a lot of transformations in my students, whether it was the little kids or in the adults. So I made this video because I want you to be able to learn more about our school and see if we're the right fit for you and your family. So a lot of times when somebody starts to join a martial arts school as a child or even an adult, there's some kind of event that causes them contrast that makes them look for a solution. And my story is no different. Now, in the past I've been embarrassed by this story, but I'm going to share it with you. So I'm 8 years old and I was a good kid, a very good kid. However, me and this other kid, we liked this girl. So on report card day, we're both walking out with this girl and I'm trying to act all cool, and my 8-year-old brain thought it'd be really cool to say to the kid, I bet you got straight S on your report card. Now let me preface this, he's a good kid and we're friendly to this day. However, he was a little bit older than me. So right when I said that, he pushed me to the ground, and I probably have never felt more helpless in my life. So that was my story at 8 years old. So from there, as a child, I told my parents, and they tried out wrestling, and I just didn't click with that. Then I started to try the martial arts, and that is what changed my life. So I know many of you watching this, maybe it's a bullying incident, maybe it's just being bored at work, but there's something going on in your life that you know you can transform yourself and get better. And at Bochner's, I'm here and my instructors are here to work with you and your family to solve that problem. So when I say in that previous story how the martial arts changed my life, I'm not kidding. Between the confidence, the discipline, the respect, just the intrinsic values that I learned from training, goal setting, the hard work, failing, and then the determination to keep going. Now, it didn't really click for me until I was in grad school for physical therapy. You see, in grad school, it's a whole different animal. We took, I think it was like 20 credits a semester, and all you did was study. Now, going from an undergrad in kinesiology, which is the study of human movement, into a PT graduate program, we had an anatomy test. And on that first anatomy test, I studied like it was an undergrad anatomy test. And that was a huge mistake. So we get our test results back, and I think I got like the third lowest grade in the class. And internally, I was freaking out. I didn't know what to do because I never got a grade that low before. So obviously, when you're in that mode, you're thinking to yourself, oh man, I can't do this. This is too hard. Am I going to drop out? Am I going to tell my parents I couldn't do this? But then the discipline from the martial arts kicked in, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to study harder. I'm gonna study more, and I'm going to get through this. You know, I learned in the martial arts that when you fail, it's not the end. You keep going. So what happened was I hunkered down. I continued to study, and in my whole graduate career, I believe that was the last time I was ever below the average on a test. And that was a real turning point for me because I kind of now understood at an older age the discipline I earned or learned as a child transformed as an adult. And I also remember my anatomy professor, I think it was towards the end of the semester, I was talking to him about it and my grades were better, and he looked at me and he was like, you're a martial artist. He's like, I knew you'd get through it. So then it really clicked for me that people understand that the martial arts, it's not just kicks and punches, it's a way to change lives. So now that I became self-aware of how the martial arts transformed me as a person and allowed me to evolve, I'm still here teaching classes for the adults, for the children, and then I started to understand that the change just wasn't in me. What I'm actually doing and what my instructors are doing are instilling those same values of hard work, focus, discipline, confidence, of just health and fitness into the students. And once I kind of realized that, I could start to see it even more. Kids who were disrespectful are now respectful. Kids who had no confidence were becoming confident. Kids who were just unathletic were becoming coordinated and able to do the kicks. And then I really understood, I had the epiphany that the martial arts is for everybody. You just have to know how to reach them. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Will the martial arts work for me or my family? Now, from personal experience, I can tell you, starting the martial arts at the age of 8 has transformed my life and been a critical factor in the man I am today. In addition, from teaching for so long, I have seen transformations from kids, teenagers, and adults. So I've seen this a lot, and I know the benefits that the martial arts has for the people who take it seriously. In addition, there's also many medical professionals that recommend martial arts, either for health and fitness, to focus better, or to just have a sense of community and be around positive people. But I will tell you why the martial arts wouldn't work for you. And this goes back to its origin. Now, the martial arts were designed for men who are going into a militaristic setting, so they're going to war. Now, if you, as an instructor, train your students like that, there's going to be a huge disconnect. You need to update the way you're teaching to suit your students. So that's why when we teach at Bochner's, we make sure that we have a positive atmosphere, our teachers are encouraging, and we work with the students. There isn't that instructor, myself, or any of my instructors who are on a pedestal and you're bowing down to. We understand that we're your coaches. We're here to help you succeed. So the martial arts has all these great benefits that are intrinsically in it. You add on the part where the instructors know their role and know how to help their students, and then you have a school that is awesome. So now that we talked a little bit about how the martial arts has all these great benefits, let's talk about you. Because everybody who joins my school has their own individual needs and wants from our program. And they also have the fears that they bring in, which is totally normal. Now, over my years of teaching, we have learned to adapt our teaching to the student. And what does that mean? Well, everybody comes in with something different. Some people are athletic. Some people aren't athletic. Some people have great focus. Some people are all over the place, right? Some people want to come here just to get fit. Some people want to come here to really study the martial arts and learn self-defense. So we're able to take our teaching and adapt it to you. Now, one of the best stories I can tell you was about Sensei Brian, who became my student around, I think I was 16 years old, and he was, I think, about 15 years older than me. So he about 30. And he had spina bifida since he was born. Now this means he used a wheelchair to get around. So at 16, I was able to look at Sensei Brian, he wasn't a sensei then, and adapt what we did for him. Now, although he couldn't kick, he could do everything with his hands, he could move around, and he became a great martial artist and also the highest ranking student of mine. And I'm very proud of that. But it's not just Sensei Brian that we have helped. I can recall getting a text message from one of my students telling me that he had this friend that he met, a mother, and she was really upset because her son was getting bullied. So immediately I told him to give her my number, and she called me. And I can remember I'm sitting in my car in the driveway of my house having this conversation with her, asking her about her son, and her telling me how he's getting bullied at school, he doesn't want to go to school, he's just scared, right? Because we understand that when someone's getting bullied, it affects pretty much their whole existence, and we don't want that. So I'm talking to her, and I just, in my heart, you just want to help this person. So we signed her up, we had a trial at the time, we signed him up, and he comes to the school, and within 4 weeks, so that was our trial, you could see his confidence soar. You could see he was becoming himself again, right? Because you're building them back up. That's what you do with everybody. And I remember her telling me after those 4 weeks, he was no longer bullied. So that in itself is, 4 weeks in the martial arts and you stop the bullying, that's going to benefit him throughout life. I can also remember I had one of my patients in physical therapy, and she was really friendly with a family, and this kid, he was about 7 or 8 at the time, and he would just get into fights at school. And the more I talked to her each session, she was like, "Mark, this is exactly what I need for Amari." And I was like, "All right, well, come bring it in." And she would tell me after he took the martial arts, it changed who he was. Because before, all he knew was to argue and fight back, right? But through the martial arts and through the mat chats and the positive mentoring of myself and the instructors, he learned that fighting isn't the answer and there's other ways to handle a situation. So if I think to myself how much that benefited him, then and throughout his life, I mean, that could have changed the whole trajectory of his life from the time he's working in the martial arts. But again, even with the adults, I was talking to one of my students last night. He was telling me how he's lost 15 pounds just from training, right? He takes it seriously. He comes to class. You're losing weight. And that's just a side benefit, but he's going to also, defend himself really well. But in addition to that, I heard that he said to one of my other instructors, he looked at them and he's like, this is the best money I've ever spent, like the most fun. Because we understand, even with the adults, we want you to have fun. We understand you might be stressed from work, from being a parent, from maybe school if you're a teenager. So when you come in these walls, in these dojos, we want you to have a good time. We want you to get all the benefits you can, and we want to have fun with you. Now let's talk about some thoughts you might have in your head about starting the martial arts. So the first thought you might have is, I did martial arts before as a child or when I was younger, and I was either bored, I was scared, or I just didn't like it. So what I want to let you know is that I've spent over 15 years designing a curriculum and a way to teach that curriculum that is fun, that is exciting, and that is safe. So we're giving you a new way of training, one I really haven't seen anywhere else, where we're focused on quality and letting you have a safe and fun time. So now let's cover the topic of, will it make me or my child violent? Now, one of the funny things that happens when you start training the martial arts is, as you start to learn to defend yourself and technically hurt somebody else, you really never want to use it. So it actually changes your mindset. So instead of looking for a fight, if that's where you are now, or if a child's more aggressive, the martial arts, especially from what I've seen, causes people to kind of calm down, think about things prior to, and then maintain a safe environment. So I know a lot of you are very busy. Maybe you do multiple sports or have a lot of hobbies. So you really can't commit to coming 2, 3, 4 times a week. So what we've done at the school is make a once per week plan. So if you don't have that time to commit to like a full training regimen, but you still want to train with us and start to learn self-defense and get all the benefits, we do have an option to train once per week. Now, a little bit of something is better than a lot of nothing. So we use that mentality. We'll still train to the best of our ability, and we'll still have a lot of fun. So when you decide to join our school, I want you to understand you're making an investment in yourself and your family. Now, a couple cool things we do at our school is we don't require any long-term contracts. We don't have any hidden fees. We have no belt test fees when you test for your belt, and we have no high-priced equipment that you need. So let's break down what you're actually getting when you join our school. The first thing is you're getting a gym. You're getting a place to work out and get more fit. The second is you're getting a personal coach or mentor that's going to take you through this journey. This is great for many reasons. The third is you're getting lesson plans already designed for each class. This way it maximizes the time you're here, it's efficient, and you learn a lot. The fourth thing for the children is you're getting our character enhancement program. So these are like daily mat chats where we talk about what's it to be determined, to be respectful, to be disciplined. And fifth, you're getting a community of positive people who are on the same page. And this is probably one of the best things, just to be around people after a long day who are positive, who are there to help you and to get better together, creates a great community of students. So as much as I'd like to, I know we can't help everybody. We can only help those who take action and purchase our new student special. If you want to see those transformations start to happen, the sooner you get started, the sooner they start to come through. Now, after your trial, if you're not satisfied, let us know within 30 days and we'll give you your money back, no questions asked. And I have one last question for you. If all this did was increase your confidence or your child's confidence, would this be worth it? I hope so. So get started today by clicking the link below, and I look forward to seeing you.